By the end of this video, Photoshop will never look intimidating to you. And if it does, I'm gonna give you 100% money back guarantee. Please refer to these chapters to skip to any section of the video, and don't forget to download the practice files in the description. So what in the world is Photoshop? Photoshop is a program to edit and create images made up of pixels. I'm gonna repeat that again for you. It's simply a program to edit and create images made up of pixels. Now you might ask, Unmesh, what the hell is a pixel? Well, it's a phone from Google, right? Pixel is a small box with just one color. So right here, you have one box with just one color. Right next to it, you have another box with a slightly different color. Right next to it, right here at the bottom, you have one more box with very similar color. So these boxes of similar, different, or same colors come together to create an image for you. So fascinating, isn't it? When you first open Photoshop, you see the home screen. Think of it this way. Whenever you're doing something on your phone, you swipe up from the bottom to get to home, or on an Android phone, you press the home button to get to home. Similarly, on a car infotainment system, let's say you're listening to music, there is a home button which if you press, it takes you to home. Now, what does the home have in all of these devices? Well, it gives you a bigger picture of all of the apps you have and the apps that you're working on. Similarly, in Photoshop, the home screen shows the recent projects that you're working on and your assets. So right now, I've not opened anything. So if I go here, open one of my projects on color grading, and just to give you a glimpse, this is the before, this is the after. Fantastic, isn't it? So let's say I made a little change, increased the opacity a little bit, saved it by pressing Ctrl or Command S. We're gonna get to all of that later, and we closed it, okay? Now it begins to show right here. Whether I open an image, it would work the same. Save it or not, it would work the same. This time, let's simply drag and drop, and we won't even save it. Let's drag it and drop it into Photoshop. We opened it. By the way, this is my project on removing dark circles. Here's the before, here's the after, and there's a video on it if you're interested. Let's close it. I'm not even saving it, and there you go. It shows you your recent projects. You can also access your files that you have uploaded to your Creative Cloud, and Creative Cloud storage is something that you get when you buy Photoshop. And right here, if you click on your files, you will have access to it. Please ignore them. I have uploaded some of the most random stuff. If someone else has a Creative Cloud account and he or she has shared a file with you, you can click on this button to access them. I know this one is a bit scary. Now, just as on a phone, we don't actually do anything on the home screen, right? We open an app, whether to work or to satiate our addiction to scrolling memes on Instagram. Similarly, in Photoshop, you can open the Photoshop application or the place where you work by simply clicking on the Photoshop icon on the top left. Once you click on it, you move to a place where you work. In other words, it's called the workspace because it's a space where you work. Now, how do you move back to your home screen? Just as in other devices, we click on the home button. Can you find the home button right there? As you can see, it is shaped as a home. Clicking on it does what it's supposed to do. And here you have your home screen. I hope everything is crystal clear. I highly recommend that you pause the video and just practice opening Photoshop, getting to the home screen, and then clicking on the Photoshop icon, get to your workspace, and click on the home button to get back. Just this. When you open up your Photoshop workspace, which we did by clicking right here, there are lots and lots of buttons and settings, and it can be intimidating. But trust me, there are only three major things that you need to keep in mind. It is simple. Think of it like an artist who paints. What does he have? He has his tools like the brushes, the erasers, the pencils, chisels, and other tools like that. He has his palette where he mixes all the colors. And finally, he has his canvas where all of the work happens, where the painting goes. Similarly, in Photoshop, you have all the tools right here, like the brush tool for brushing, selection tools for selecting, and the move tool right here for moving. Again, just like an artist has palettes, bowls, where all the color mixing happens. Similarly, in Photoshop, you have your panels, like the layers panel, which maintains the stack, the color mixing, which we did by he has his tools like the brush, he mixes all the colors, Photoshop, and the moves right here, like the brush tool for brushing, selection tools for selecting, and the move tool right here for moving. Again, just like an artist has panel, which maintains the stack of thing happens. Similarly, in Photoshop, you have your panels, like the layers panel, which maintains the stack of all of the elements. For example, if you want the red to be above, you can bring it on top. See, now it is on top of the green. You have your colors panel, which you use to pick the colors. Let's say I want to paint in this purple color. I pick that and I start painting. So you have all of these different panels to control different functions. And finally, we have our canvas, where all of the work and the painting goes. So right here, this is our canvas, and you can see our masterpiece. Maybe we'll sell it as an NFT for millions of dollars. Just kidding. Quick refresher again. What are the three major parts of Photoshop Workspace? You have your tools, number 1, panels, number 2, and number 3, canvas. Tools are the tools with which you work. Panels control different functions, and the canvas is where your next masterpiece will be created. And if you love it, you're going to do amazing, and I can guarantee that. Now, if your workspace doesn't look like mine, do not panic. It doesn't even look like the one I use either. So, to get started on the same page, simply go to Window, Workspace, and make sure you check Essentials. This, my friend, is the default workspace. Now, even now, if things are all over the place, for example, I move things here and there, completely break it up, close some of them, and this can look like a nightmare to a lot of new people. Don't worry, we'll fix our Photoshop nightmares right now, maybe. Just go to Window, Workspace. Even right now, Essentials is checked. So what we want to do is to click on this button called Reset Essentials. And this is what you should see. Now, your workspace is something that is absolutely personal to you, and your workspace might be completely different from mine, and that is absolutely fine. And that is how it should be, because it's customized to how you work and the kind of projects you work in. As you begin to learn Photoshop and understand what each panels do, you'll start to customize your workspace according to your needs. So here's how I create my personal workspace.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
I keep it simple, clean, and only include the things that I need. For example, I don't like my tools in one line. I like it in 2 lines for quick access. So you can click on this button. That way, they are in 2 lines. Also, I don't need any of these panels. So I drag out the entire group and simply close it. Properties, sometimes I need it, sometimes I don't, but I'm just going to keep it. I don't need adjustments. I also don't need libraries. And in Photoshop, I use actions all the time. Now, what are actions? Just know that it's a way to automate certain functions. But right here, we don't see the actions panel. So how do we bring a panel that we do not see? Just go to Window, find that panel, and click on it. For example, I was looking for the actions panel, click on that, and the actions panel show up. So I like to keep it right here attached, maybe in the same line, okay? Also for the properties, I keep it docked right here, so you can dock it. So whenever you need properties, you can click on right here and the properties will open up. So only these are the panels I mostly need: layers, channels, paths, actions, history, and properties. And these tools right here. You don't have to understand the functions of each panel right now, but absolutely feel free to use it as a starting point. Once you have created your workspace, you might want to save it. Go to Window, Workspace, and then Create New Workspace by clicking on New Workspace. I'm just gonna name it Minimal. Also, you can choose whether to save the keyboard shortcuts if you had customized them, and the menus and the toolbar if you had customized them. More on that later. You don't have to worry about it right now. Click on Save. Now, when you go to Window, Workspace, you will see your minimal workspace right there. So even if you mess things up, close things down, you can go to Window, Workspace. Minimal is still checked, but you can click on Reset Minimal and it's reset to how it was. You can switch between different workspaces. You have a workspace for painting and all of the painting panels will show up and the tools accordingly will show up. So these are the presets Adobe has created for you. And then you have a workspace for photography as well. And then if you want to switch back to the workspace you created, go to Window, Workspace and Minimal. And there you have it. Before we move on, there are 3 more little things we need to keep in mind. The first one being the status bar. The status bar is right here at the bottom and it gives you the status of the image. Let's say we zoom in a little more. So this 50% turns into 66.67%, which means that we are zoomed in 66.67%. Zoom in even more by pressing Ctrl or Command plus. Now we are zoomed in at 100%. Let's zoom out a few times. Now we are zoomed out at 25%. So that is the zoom level, which you also see. Zoom is little things we need at the bottom, and it gives you the status of the image. Let's say we zoom in a little more. So this 50% turns for a few times. Now we are zoomed out at 25%. So that is the zoom level, which you also see at the Document tab right. So we need to keep in mind. The first one being status of the image. Let's say we zoom in a little more. So this 50% turns into 66.67%, which means that we are zoomed in 66.67%. Zoom in even more by pressing Ctrl or Command plus. Now we are zoomed in at 100%. Let's zoom out a few times. Now we are zoomed out at 25%. So that is the zoom level, which you also see at the document tab right here. Right next to it, you have different parameters of the image. So right now we are looking at the document dimensions. So if you click on the arrow right here, you can choose what you're seeing. If we check document dimensions, it's simply saying that the resolution of the document is 4706 by 3137, which means that you have not working at yet 100%. Let's zoom out a few times. Now we are zoomed out at 25%. So that is the zoom level, which you also see at the document tab right here. Right next to it, you have different parameters of the image. So right now we are looking at the document dimensions. So if you click on the arrow right here, you can choose what you're seeing. If we check document dimensions, it's simply saying that the resolution of the document is 4706 by 3137, which means that you have 4706 pixels along the width and 3137 pixels along the height. We will understand pixels and resolution solutions in later lessons. For now, you can also look at other properties. For example, here is a thumbnail that I've been working on, and by the way, this video is already published. If you want to take a look at the number of layers in this document, you can click on this arrow right here and choose layer count.
I have 12 emails, 30 messages, and a proposal due by 10. How am I already underwater?
I'm in the same boat.
I'm in an actual boat.
I thought Grammarly just fixed grammar. They make boats now?
It's more of a metaphorical boat. Because I've been using Grammarly's AI for years to keep me high and dry. Try it. Grammarly can look through your writing to make it easier to understand. See? Shorter.
Whoa,
Clearer.
cool.
And better. Now people will get what you're trying.
And it shows you 19 layers and 4 groups. If I create one more layer at the top, by clicking on this button, it creates a layer. Now we have 20 layers. Another interesting one is the current tool. So right now the move tool is selected, so it shows that. So if I select any other random tool, see, the history brush is selected. Right now, the pen tool is selected. So that, my friend, is the status bar in a nutshell. It is a bar and it shows the status. That is why it's called the status bar. I usually keep it at document dimensions. It gives you an idea about how big or small the document is, what is the resolution. It always keeps it in check. The next one is the menu bar. Think of it this way. Whenever you go to a restaurant, you get the menu. You can pick whatever you want in the menu and order the waiter whatever you want. And if the chef is good, you'll get exactly what you want. Similarly, in Photoshop, you have the menu bar at the top and you can order it to carry